Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 127. Thank you so much for becoming family of Global Impromptu Speaking platform. Here we elate people, we motivate people, we help them grow in their lives, in their public speaking. I cannot promise on others' behalf, but I can tell you I'm becoming confident communicator and public speaker just because of this platform. Because every single session, I am getting a different topic and just throwing my idea and thought process on that given topic. I think it's helping a lot in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not take much of your time. Today, we don't have anybody who has volunteered as a timer's role, but we will estimate our time by ourselves. We are all allowed to speak for 1 to 2 minutes approximately. So manage your time in your head and conclude your version in maximum 2.5 minutes. Today, our topics master is a very special, a very talented, a very young, who's uh, becoming doctor and daughter of a doctor as well. A very humble, very kind, and she has taken this role as a topics master. She is all the way from Karachi right now, I believe. If still she is in Karachi, no, she's in Dubai. All right. So please put your hands together to welcome our own very special, very talented Zainab.
Hello, a
Over to
very
you.
good evening to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Today the theme of this whole meeting is story of my life. So the topics I have for you, they won't be proper full topics, but they'll be more like short phrases. So that I would like for you to correlate to any of your life stories. You can talk about your childhood, your academic years, your professional life, or your personal life, whatever you can correlate it to. And whatever you could correlate it to, and as you take us all down memory lane with your narrations. So with that, I would like to start with Sudha. BTM Sudha, is she not there? Okay, so I would like to call Morella. Morella R, are you there? Okay, so can we have Dinesh?
Yes, Jana. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. So the topic I have for you is let it go. So when was it to let it go? Okay, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Let it go. So, what a fantastic topic I got. So, we all can connect to it easily. So, I can all connect this to my college days, and we used to have this. I think at the fourth year of my engineering, and we started preparing for MBA exam, and for us in India, this is called the Common Admission Test. We call it as CAT, and generally it will be written by almost 2 lakh applicants, and out of which we have a seats of around 200 or 300, at least no 2000 or 300 from the top institutions, and that's what most students will aim for. And we prepared, and the number of attempts that we get that time is 4 to 5 I think, and every year you'll get a chance to write it. And we gave it at the end of the engineering, and I think I didn't qualify. I got somewhere around 80 out of 100, and I thought I'll give it a shot next year again, and I gave it again, and this time I got somewhere around 84, 85. And again, next year I'll give it a try one more time, and it went to 89, and the next year it went to 94, and I have the last option then, and I thought I burned all the midnight oil, and then I prepared hard, and this time it went to 80%, and it all went down. So I thought this is the time, let it go. It's not my cup of tea. Let's move on, and maybe try something that you are good at. Yeah, so that's what later I joined Toastmasters 1.5 year back, and maybe I'm trying to improve myself, and yeah, that's where I can connect to let it go to that exam that I have given some time back. Thanks, Jenna, for the wonderful topic. Over to you.
Thank you so much for that. And you're correct. Sometimes we need to let go in our lives to start on with new things that can take us to new adventures. With that, I would like to call upon Mr. Chandra.
Yes, hi, I'm ready.
Hi. So the topic I have for you is I am thankful. So anytime in your life when you truly felt thankful for whatever was given to you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My topic was I'm thankful. Indeed, I'm very thankful for whatever the God given me. I'm always tell my wife that and be thankful for whatever we have. Sometimes she comes up and she criticizes this and that, and I wish I could have been done way that way. No, be thankful. Any problem we get in life, confront it easily, face the problem, and come up with the solutions rather than worrying about the past or things like that. For example, for my studies time, like as Dinesh Reddy said, like in my engineering time, 4 years, every time. First year, my scores are low. Second year, my scores are improved. Third year, improved. I'm being thankful, thankful, thankful. And final year, I did well, and I got immediately a good job in a good company. So I'm thankful for that. So rather than worrying about it, failures and other things, and just because I'm thankful and I'm putting effort on it, I'm trying to understand my mistake, that really helped me to solve, to get into the good company in right after my career. I think we have to be happy with what we have and come up with the solutions rather than worries. That's my point. Thank you.
That was truly amazing. And what you said was really true that we need to come up with solution rather than worry about things. With that, I would like to call upon Dhruv. Hi. So the topic I have for you is eventually I ended up. Eventually I ended up. Over to you.
Okay. So eventually I ended up. So to say this, I have to take a backstory, take it to the past when I was a little bit younger. So when I was 5 years old, I had this idea that there's coffee machine, there is juice makers. So why isn't there a tea machine? Because literally everyone in my family drinks tea. So I'm like, why isn't there a tea machine? And the ones that were there or that I saw on Google were too tough to use. So I started to make one. With the limited knowledge I had and with the help of my father, I tried to make one. And ultimately, I decided not to give up, but I knew it was very tough because some people want sugar, some people want this, some people want limited amount of tea leaves, some people don't want that much. It was a big obstacle, and I wasted like at least 3 hours a day sitting on it and trying to think and not even writing one thing down on a paper because I didn't know. My father was like, at one point, even my father said, why are you working on this? Because there's no solution to this issue. And I was like, no, there has to be something to it. And I tried and tried and tried. Eventually, my friends actually told me that if I continue to go like this, then it's probably not going to be good because that's like a waste of time since you can't figure it out. Since at that young age, you don't know many things. And then you have to grow up and understand many other factors in order to make a machine like that. So I'm like, okay, fine. I will wait and I will go do my education and things like that. And when I grow up, I will make a machine. And I have not grown up yet. I have not completed my education, but now I have again started my interest. It's reignited during lockdown. I am trying and I'm seeing different videos on how coffee machines are made and trying to replicate that with tea. Thank you.
That's amazing. And I hope to see your tea machine soon in action. So moving on, I would like to call upon Jatin.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So the topic I have for you is the way I see it. The way
Okay.
I see it. Okay. Over
Yeah.
to you.
Okay. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. So, my name is Jatin, and today my topic is the way I see it. And so, say the way I see it is not like, say, I want to be a billionaire, but you don't want, but then what you see is you're very poor. But then for some people, if they want to become rich, and last time I got a topic about subconscious mind, it talked about it. So again over here you can also tell about your subconscious mind, and also say I want to one day I want to be a billionaire, or one day I want to have a big company, or one day I want to own Microsoft. So for that, we can't just say that I want to be I want to be a billionaire, and then somehow it will work. But then, so for past 2 years I've been working hard for just trying to get a phone, and today surprisingly I got the S21 phone. I did not expect it, because I kept on, I did not even ask my dad, but then I always wanted that I want a phone. And I told my dad that I want to have a phone and I'll use it not only for gaming, but I'll only use it for school purposes. So I got a phone that time. I got a phone today and I'm very happy. So for some people, say in America, some people, when they're very rich, they still want a Gucci bag. But then for others who are like normal, decent people or simplicity people, that time they don't even want, if they're having some normal bag, to them it's, they're happy that they have a bag. It's not like Gucci, Gucci bag versus the normal bag, there's no differences. It's just a designer bag and just an expensive bag. So if you, the way you look at the normal bag and the way you look at the Gucci bag are the same, but then only the brand is expensive. So I would totally agree to this topic. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful take. Next, I would like to call upon Sherman, sir.
Yes, madam.
Hello. So the
Yeah.
topic I have for you is I found my sunshine. I found my sunshine. Over to you.
Madam, table topic master and global into friends. That's very correct. Somehow chips in my life, number of milestones, I can say. And my father died at the age of 14. I was 14 years, and I had to look after my family from the beginning. And that's but Dinesh said is correct. Let it go. I was like during my school days or the young days, I was there's no big target to achieve for me. I was doing here and there. Then after registering as for to the chartered accountancy only, I got the real path, and because of that, I take all this very cheerfully. So all of my friends have supported me, and the relatives have supported me, and because of them, I am in this position today. And I don't repent looking at my past. I have achieved a lot, most of the things in my life. I can say that's another topic. Said how you look at, how you see it. I can say I am a very cheerful person, and also I look at the problems, not the problem, the issues are like challenges. So if you uh, come across all those challenges, you will be in a different position. You will be in, your mind is in a different what you call this expansion situation. With that, you can take all the challenges. And then also I was in the navy and doing some exercises and always doing. And from the beginning, from the day left school, I was working. The only good thing I was doing yoga and meditation. Because of all these things, I changed my direction into the real accountancy pathway. Over to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much for that lovely take. And your friends are right. You do have a very cheerful personality. With that, I would like to call upon Dushyant.
Yeah,
Dushyant, are you there? Yes.
yeah.
Can you please turn on your camera if that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. So the topic I have for you is I seek respect, not attention. I seek respect, not attention. Over to you.
Okay. So the topic given to me is I seek respect and not attention. Usually, we will give respect to elders but not attention. Why? Because they are elders and we should give respect. That's how our elders taught, right? That's the manners. If we call like them like hi or our elders like hi, how are you doing, like that, the others will think that what a kid is he. His parents had not trained him well in respecting others, and it would be a black mark for us for lifelong time. So we should give respect rather than attention to succeed and get a good name among the society and others. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that take. Next, I would like to call upon Mukai. Mukai Henrita. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yes, it's correct.
Oh, okay. So, could you please turn on your camera as well, if that's okay?
No, I'll speak without my camera.
Oh, okay. So the topic I have for you is if I want to fly. If I want to fly. Also, a reminder that the word of the day is quell. So if all of you could use it, that would be lovely. Over to you.
Okay, so the topic given to me is if I want to fly. Okay, I'm going to illustrate it with an example. Picture this, May 2000. I had recently graduated as a chartered quantity surveyor, and in my profession, we have what we call professional competence, like accounts, where when you graduate after 2 years, you can sit for an exam, a professional competence exam, and then you become what we call a chartered quantity surveyor. So in my mind, when I graduated, I said to myself, I'm going to sit for this exam once and pass it once and for all, because it's a very tough exam, and it takes and many people actually fail it. They actually have to sit for maybe for 4 or 5 times. But in my mind, I said to myself, no ways, I'm going to sit for the only once and pass it. So I had a strategy in place. The instant I joined this consultancy firm, I was working hard and getting mentors and going through past papers and working hard. And it's an open book exam, but even though it's open book, it's very tough. So what I did was I conscientiously continued to work on my strategy. Many people in my company were laughing at me and mocking me and everything, but I don't pay attention to them. So eventually, 2 years later, I sat for my test of competence exam and passed it first time. Would you believe that for the first time in my country that year, only 2 people passed? I was one of them, and another one was in my country in Zimbabwe, Harare. So that is the only way for me to say, if you want to fly, believe in yourself. Do not ignore all the naysayers. Focus on your goal and just run with it. Over to you.
Thank you so much for that lovely take. And you're right. If you want to fly, you need to believe in yourself. With that, I would like to call upon Farida ma'am. And the topic I have for you is I rose above the storm. I rose above the storm. Over to you.
A very good evening to my global impromptu family members and to the table topic master sitting right across from me, TT Master Zainab. The topic that has been given to me is I Rose Above the Storm. A very apt topic. A very apt topic. Most women in our society have to face thunderous storms throughout their lives. But one particular storm that very few of us, of us who are sitting here, have sailed through and safely, we are all in good health, God willing, is the COVID pandemic. This is one particular storm that I would like to bring to your notice. This is one particular storm which has truly taken a toll on me. Right in the beginning of the pandemic, as I was a frontliner, I was handling COVID cases, freshly pouring in from the airport, from all areas of Dubai. And guess what? I contract the disease. At that time, there was no news of the vaccine. Later on, I recovered. I rejoined the front line. I continued working day in and day out, sometimes working 58 hours, 60 hours per week. But it was okay because it was my duty as well, my civic duty as well. Because if you have something which can give, by which you can give back to the society, you should bring it into action instead of hoarding it for your own self. I sent my family back home to Pakistan for their own safety, because every time I come home from work, there's a risk of me carrying the virus back home. Eventually, after the vaccination, having taken 2 doses, Alhamdulillah, I continue to work, and I have seen so many emotional things throughout my throughout this past 1.5 years, that totally this is not a moment to quell upon. Totally. It is nothing to rejoice about. It is quite heart-wrenching to see those stories of families being separated, of dead bodies being wrapped up into plastic bags and being handed over to the Dubai municipality. There's nothing great about isolating patients for days at an end, quarantining people after travel, eh, trying to convince their relatives to go ahead and take their vaccines while the patients are struggling in the ICU for oxygen. It is truly, this is one storm that I have risen above and I have managed to sail through. There are very few people, those of us who are sitting here, believe you me, we are the fortunate ones. We are the fortunate ones because there are very many who have passed away and who have really suffered at the hands of the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is my take for tonight. Yes, unfortunately, I cannot go against the topic tonight, which is my usual. I'm going to be all for it. This is the worst of my life that I have sailed. A very good evening to everybody.
That was a really heart-touching take. I hope you all sail through this storm smoothly and it ends fast. Next, I would like to call upon Munish. Munish, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, hi.
Yes. Hi, how are
Okay,
you?
I'm good. So the topic I have for you is my ridiculous obsession. My ridiculous obsession. Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. My ridiculous obsession. My ridiculous obsession is with fitness. I can go to any extent. Wherever I go to any party, maybe that food is immensely sumptuous. It's ridiculously expensive, but I want touch. I know that I work out like a beast for 5 days a week. If I eat anything which is high in calories, that all my workout in the gym will go in the drain. So I don't touch, I keep that arm length. And when I go to the gym, sometime I live in a town, it's terribly cold. And I don't feel like going to out, but I motivate myself that I have to come out of the quilt. And when I step out after 10 minutes of warm up, then I enjoy. Then I work out like a mad person. When I'm soaked in sweat, I see myself in the mirror. that time I really enjoy. That is the ridiculous obsession which I have, which I want that it should remain with me. But sometimes I think that everything is not in your hand. Some do you not know. Sometimes when I get injury, I can't do exercise for months. Last time I was doing the sprint, I had an injury. For 6 months, I was helpless. I couldn't run. Sometimes I think if God forbidden something happened, that my ridiculous obsession which I have, I can't do. Nothing is in your hand. Everything is in the hands of God. So what will I do? Today I say that I want to remain fit forever. That I don't think so. It's in our hand. I try my level best to do it, but it's all in the hands of God. If any injury happened, I can't do exercise. And I'll put on weight. I know that I have been doing exercise for the last 20 years. If I don't do exercise for 15 days, if it's by some compulsion, and I can see a small paunch, but for that, I believe that it's all in the hands of God. Today also I was thinking this thing, that sometimes something happened, I can't do it. And that's the reason sometimes I leave thing on God. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
That was an amazing take, and I do agree with you. Everything is not forever, but I still hope that all of us share some part of this ridiculous obsession of yours. Now, I would like to call upon Shivi. Shivi, are you there?
Yes, hi Zainab.
Hi. Okay, so the topic I have for you is I count my age by. I count my age by. Over to you.
Thank you for the lovely topic, Zainab. So, growing up, I remember that as a kid, I was very shy and timid, that I lacked a lot of self confidence, and I used to get scared when approaching strangers or opening up my feelings to some unknown person. So, I was very much like trapped within my own thoughts. So, I'm an introvert in and out. So, I feel very shy, timid, and as I had mentioned earlier, like I lacked a lot of confidence. But then at some point of time in life, I realized that I have to come out of this shell. I have to break free and try to explore the world outside. And thankfully, with the help of Toastmasters, it has given me a platform where I can discover my thoughts, where I can express my feelings and also experiment on the stage. So this is the best place where I can try, I can fail, come back, try again, and then fail. And people are not going to judge me for what I am. In fact, they are going to correct me wherever I'm going wrong or wherever I feel like I'm not expressing myself properly or I'm not using the right kind of tone or the gestures. So thankfully, with the help of this platform, I was able to discover the true self that I am. Somewhere I realized that I do have potential within me, but I did not get the right kind of push or I did not get the right kind of encouragement. And had it not been for Toastmasters, I wouldn't have discovered that yes, there exists something within me which can also break the barrier I have with other people outside. I have tried to come out of this so-called introvert shell which I have formed and have become somewhat of an ambivert. So this massive transformation has been possible only with the help of Toastmasters, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you.
That was a lovely take. Next, I would like to call upon Naveed.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes. And the topic I have for you is small steps in the right direction. Small steps in the right direction. Over to you.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you very much, TM Zainab, and good evening to all of you. Small steps and right direction. Well, it is this topic is relevant to my life in terms that when I was giving interviews to different companies, so I felt little unprepared for different interviews. So when I gave one interview to one company, and I read from somewhere that if your interview is not going good, you must ask in the end that what was the thing you must improve. So I just asked from them in the end, what is the one thing that I should improve? One person, one interviewer told me that all things were well, but you should work on the ERP or computer system, yeah, or SAP. You must have experience in SAP. So, and it was amazing thing for me because I got the feedback from the interviewer. So I started working on learning SAP. So after that, I participated in another interview. They told me that a big thing was missing in you, and I worked upon it. Like it was advanced MS Excel. So I worked upon advanced MS Excel, and then I participated in another interview. So I was getting clear feedback from them. I wanted the feedback because if I didn't ask from them, I was unaware that what they are wanting from the candidate, the best candidate they are suitable for their company. So one told me that your communication is somehow weak. So I started preparing for improving my communication. So bit by bit, step by step, I improved myself and got the job that I wanted. And it was a global company, a multinational company. So I was very curious that how I got this job. And when I realized that these step by step things helped me, and I was very in terms of getting job early, I was very what we say feeling that I should get the job in a speed way. But these step by step helped me to get my uh, dream job. So I think I'm feeling very good in this company. So thank you very much, Ian Jana, for giving me this topic.
That was an amazing take. And you're right, it's always the smaller pieces that join together to make the bigger picture. Next, I would like to call upon Indu. Indu, ma'am.
Hi, actually, there's some issue with my video. So is that okay if I speak without the video?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So the topic I have for you is all I have
Yeah.
is now. All I have is now. Over to you.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And so all I have is now. Uh, uh, the present moment is what we have, and it is, and we should cash on it, and we should make the most of it. And because if we keep planning too much for the future, then sometimes the plans don't go as decided, and that's why it is important to just focus on the present moment and to be open and to seek out opportunities to learn, to observe, look around, and gather as much information as possible, so that this can help us to do our to do well in life. And that is why, as they say, that the power is in the now. And so that's why there is no point in thinking about the past or regretting what you could have done, or etc. And because you cannot change that, you cannot go back and change anything. And that's why it is more practical to focus on what you have right now, and all the resources that you have and the knowledge, and work on it to make the best. So that is my take. Thank you. Over to you.
That was a lovely take. Next, I would like to call upon Anwar. I think we don't have him here. So can I call upon Mr. Babu Gupta? Mr. Babu Gupta, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. So the topic I have for you is I believe in magic. I believe in magic. Over to you.
sometimes something happen in our life that we think that yes, magic exists. But I'm someone who usually believe that there is science behind everything. A magician is performing or showing us magic because there is some science behind it. We cannot perform magic without the science. We know that what science he is performing at that time, so that we are not able to see that thing. But I sometimes also think that there are some things that are not, I mean to say, that are not within the grip of science. And when no one finds it, a reason behind it, we call it magic. For example, I was sitting in my workshop, and there was load shedding for around 5 hours. And then a client visited my office, and he said that, Babu, I have visited your office, you will see the light will come. And the moment he said, the power came on. So there might be some signs that the technical difficulty on the side of the power plant was being solved or something, but he took the credit of the magician. And I also had to agree with him that at that moment of time that yes, you are a magician. So he said to me, so yes, give me some sweets to eat. I said, okay, of course. I called my staff and purchased some sweets from the sweet shop and gave him sweets to make his mouth and keep more so that he can feel good, because he was the person, and he told that I will bring you light, bring your lights back, and he bring back my lights back. So sometimes magic exists. I recovered from that incident that yes, magic can exist if we keep on thinking on the way we all stereotypes do that. No, everything is on the science. Then we will lose this basic. This basic thing in our life, and make ourselves feel happy. Every one of us know that what magician is doing is on the basis of the science. But if we keep that thing in our mind, then we will not be able to enjoy that magic. Yes. So if we are enjoying a magic, or we want to make ourselves happy for a moment by seeing something which is not usual, then we must accept the truth that yes, magic exists. Thank you, and back to tabletop.
That was an amazing take. And I do kind of agree with you. Magic does exist. It just depends on where you're looking for it. Now, I would like to call upon Jaya. Jaya, ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, a very good evening. Nice to see you.
A very good evening. It's lovely to see you too. So, the topic I have for you is I was terrified. I was terrified.
Terrified.
Over to you.
Quite a tough topic. Okay. Looking at this topic, what comes to my mind was as a child, uh, first of all, a very good evening to all the impromptu friends and dear guests. I used to travel a lot during childhood. I used to travel all alone from India to UAE, that is Abu Dhabi. That is when my both parents were working. Can you imagine at the age of between 3 to 5 years old? Okay, and during my teens, my travel was had become very less. And suddenly, when in my 20s, after so many years, I had to travel all alone to USA for a summer camp for special needs. It was really a long journey. I was really terrified, after traveling for so long. for so many years. I was terrified, like, how will I manage? Whether things will go well at the airport. And not only that, after the camp, I was even more terrified. Now what? I'm again left all alone. I had to travel from Pennsylvania to Boston to meet my cousin who were living. So I was really terrified. And from Boston, I also traveled to California. There also, I was all alone. I had lived in a hotel. And when I was in the hotel, I was really, really terrified. I didn't know what to do, whom to turn to. And luckily, in the evening, when I head out, to see the place, um, I somehow striked me that I should take a hotel card with me, so that in case I get lost, I know whom to call, and I can tell people around to lead me to this hotel, which was very intelligent. And I head out in the evening. As I head out, looking at the side, and it slowly became dark. Again, I was really, really terrified. I said, oh no, I didn't know the place. I was all new. I didn't know the roads. I didn't, and people used to travel in the bus, and I did that. It was really very terrifying. In the end, I managed to reach the hotel safely. And I must say, in this entire trip, I'm very grateful about myself. Over to you.
Next, I would like to, that was an amazing take. And honestly, I would be terrified to my bones too. Next, I would like to call upon Sudha. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Zainab. Thank you.
Okay. So the topic I have for you is my biggest adventure. My biggest adventure. Over to you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My biggest adventure. Can I actually single out adventure? Because I believe life itself is an adventure. Friends in front of us, and we think that this is the goal that we have to go to, and these are the things we need to do to reach the goal. Isn't life wonderful? But how many of us know? In fact, all of us know this is not true. Life is beautiful adventure. So I just put my seat belts on and get ready for a roller coaster ride every day of my life. Just one small incident that I can probably say was motherhood. I was born into a family with 4 children, and I was one daughter and 2 siblings younger to me. I hated children because I was the favorite babysitter in the family. So I told my mother that I will never have kids. And yes, when I actually got married, it took me 4 years to actually get convinced about the fact that I want children. And yes, that ride can be considered to be an adventure because it's a different one having your own kids and babysitting your siblings or even somebody else's kid. So that's one example of the adventure that I've had in my life. And my adventure still goes on. There are so many other things in life, which is career, travel, dealing with people, going into a new city without any tour guide. These are all adventures. So, friends, my message to you is just sit back and relax. Be prepared, but keep your mind set to having an adventure always. Thank you. Over to you, Zainab.
Thank you so much for that lovely take, and I completely agree with you. Every day is an adventure, and we just need to buckle up and enjoy the ride. With that, I would like to call upon DTM Amjad sir for his topic.
I'm ready, Janab. Thank you.
Okay, so the topic I have for you is, and I told myself I made it. And I told myself I made it. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Janab, Madam Toastmaster. And I told myself, and I made it. For me, the person like me, who is humble, down to earth, this statement is an egoistic statement. I never told myself, I just tried. Trust me, I just tried. And when I was telling myself, I will do it, and I was egoistic, and I was proud, and I was failing miserably. When I became humble and I was achieving, trust me, that is the funda of life, philosophy of life. When we become humble, we just simply try, do our best wherever we are, and we start to achieve. Whether we achieve or not, but we feel we are achieving every single thing, every single step we take. It gives you a feeling that yes, you have conquered the world. You have gone up to the K2 or any highest mountain in this world. Trust me, this is beauty of life. Do not feel that I told myself I did it and I will do it. This is not something which is liked by our creator. We can only try. I always connect to my beginning. I was nothing. I look at my kids when they were very small, they were just piece of living meat, and I remember I started the same way they had started their life. So that connects me to my roots, that connects me to my humbleness. Ladies and gentlemen, you believe or not, nobody could have imagined what they have achieved. And after achieving, if we tell these are the formulas to achieve these things, I don't agree with them. Reason being, they did not know this formula before. Now if they are telling, because every person's life is different, every person's strengths are different, every person's resources are different, no formula works for every single person. I challenge you for that. And if you agree with me, it's totally up to you. If you disagree with me, it's totally up to you, because I respect you all, the way you think, the way you live your life. But I live the life the way I'm telling you, because I don't want to tell you, I don't want to preach something which is out of my life. I always preach what I experience. Life is very simple. Just give your best wherever you are, and everything will turn in your favor. Thank you so much, madam. I agree or disagree, but I respect your topic. Back to you.
Thank you so much. I think with that, we're done with all the speakers. So now my topic.
Can I give her the topic?
Yes, doctor, please do. Please.
I don't go through life. I grow through life. This is the topic for you tonight, Zainab. I don't go through life. I grow through life. And the word of the day is quell. Take it away.
Okay, so again, a very good evening to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. So the topic given to me is I don't go through life, I grow through life. And I think I took this topic a little too literally, because that would explain my growth spurt from 3 feet to 6 feet right across. But moving on in life, I feel growing up, I was always a very hyperactive child. I wanted to do anything and everything. I did not really understand the meaning of pause. And I feel it took me a really great deal of time. It took me a good first decade of my life to really understand what pause and stop actually meant. Because I just wanted to zoom through everything, I think, growing up, because I always wanted to do something. I just did not really know what. And because of that, I think I was just zooming through stuff. I was zooming through activities, through studies, through everything. And then I realized that, oh, you actually need to stop and you need to understand, observe, and take in everything that's happening around you to actually grow in life and to actually do something in life. And with that, I decided to draw a grid around me, which I think truly helped me grow. The grid was basically close friends and family who helped me and directed me in the right direction, because it's very easy to go through life. I feel anyone can do that, because as days are passing through, you have a routine. It could be pretty monotonous, and you wouldn't even realize. And within a blink of the eye, you'd be standing at the edge of your own life, and you wouldn't know what you've done with all those years. But when you grow through life, I feel that's when you actually experience everything, because then that's when you feel every leaf sprouting and every flower blooming and every spring and every autumn and every winter. And I feel that's what's important. And I feel especially the last year, quarantining. So I'm in med school and we don't really get breaks. I feel the only break I get throughout the year is a 20-day prep leave, which is basically a leave I get before my exams to prepare for my exams. So it's less of a leave, more of a crunch time for me, because we're literally zooming on 20 hours a day, just studying, just going through pages. So last year was a break after 3 years for me, when everything just came to a standstill and I did not really know what to do. And I feel that's when I realized that, oh, how much I have grown through life and how much the past years have taught me, and how to pause through life and to actually take in everything and to reflect everything that you have learned over the past 2 years, rather than just zooming through it like an F1 race. And I think that would be it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zainab and Toastmaster Frida. And ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Frida is mother of Toastmaster Zainab, just to let you know if you don't know. And it was the contest in between mother and a child. If you like the session, please give a thunderous round of applause to Zainab. Zainab, loved your topics. Thank you so much. And the charm you carry and the way you manage very diligently and without wasting a single second even. Wonderful. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how we manage our session. This is how we conduct our session. In every session, there is somebody who takes the challenge to give you topics. And today, that challenger was Toastmaster Zainab. And in every session, there is somebody who manages the time of every participant or every speaker. But today, unfortunately, nobody volunteered because I was a little busy. I was doing something in between. The other day, I was not able to concentrate for the entire session. That's the reason I did not volunteer by myself. But rest of the participants also did not do that. That's the reason we managed our time with estimation. Thank you so much for that. Let's give Zainab again a round of applause and conclude the session. Zainab, thank you so much. With that power vested in me as a host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed.